Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about 2001's Jeepers Creepers, starring Gina Phillips as Triss and Justin Long as Darry. In Jeepers Creepers, two siblings are driving through an isolated countryside to go home for spring break. However, along the way, they encounter something very strange. And so we have Jeepers Creepers. So guys, today's movie was requested by my friend Sean, who when I told I was trying to watch a couple more horror movies, he suggested Jeepers Creepers. And I think I'd heard of this movie before, but going into it I had absolutely no idea what it was about. But obviously I knew that it was a horror movie. So, what do I think of Jeepers Creepers? I will say that Jeepers Creepers doesn't come out the gate guns blazing. It's more the fact that it tries to ease you into the story. First of all, it introduces you to the two main characters. And at the start, they give you the relevant information about them. The fact they're siblings, the fact they get on fairly well, and the fact they're driving home, but they're kind of a little bit distant from their folks. Basically, just enough to make them interesting and engaging. And then from seemingly out of nowhere, it just gets into the story. The fact that this strange vehicle is behind them, just trying to run them off the road. And then pretty much as soon as it starts, it's just over. And then just trying to move on, you get into the next incident, which is definitely very strange. And I did think that it was interesting. The fact that they didn't get roped into the situation, it's the fact they actually chose to be a part of it for actually quite somewhat noble reasons. Though you could argue it was more curiosity than it was them trying to be noble. But still, it was definitely an interesting angle to get them actually into the incident. Because usually in these stories, it's more the fact that it's the wrong place at the wrong time. And while that element is still there, it's more the fact that they actually chose to be a part of this situation, though obviously they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. And I will say that throughout the whole film, Jeepers Creepers does definitely keep a very tense atmosphere. Because for the longest time, you're not really certain as to what's actually happening. Because throughout, I was thinking, is this a grounded story, or is it trying to go for a bit more of a supernatural thing? Because the way the story was going, it could have been Evil One, but then it becomes obvious that it's definitely more of a supernatural thing. As it's revealed that the stranger who is in fact chasing them is definitely something that isn't human. And I will say that Jeepers Creepers definitely has a nice balance of keeping the creature mysterious, whilst at the same time giving you enough information to know what exactly they're dealing with. Because even though they do give a good amount of information about this creature, it is still wrapped in mystery. Though the movie does say why exactly the creature is doing what it's doing, there is still an element of mystery there where you can insert your own interpretation upon it, which I did think was good. But I would say there were some parts of the film where I don't know if they were trying to be funny or whether it was just kind of unintentional humour. Because there were one or two scenes that did get a genuine laugh out of me. Because there were points in the film where it did get a little bit goofy. Whether the reaction I had to these scenes were intentional or not, I'm glad they were there because it definitely made the experience more enjoyable. And as for the ending, I would say I was kind of mixed on it. Because while I did like the ending, and it was something a little bit different, it did kind of leave a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Not from a quality aspect, but more from a fact of just being like, ah, oh, that's a shame. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't really want to say anything more than that. Overall, guys, there's not really much else I can say about Jeepers Creepers. This was definitely an interesting movie which had some fairly good performances, good creature design that was wrapped in enough mystery to keep you engaged, and as a whole, this was just a nice, enjoyable film. But do I think you guys should watch this one? I would recommend watching this film. I wouldn't give it like a serious recommendation saying that you absolutely need to see this movie, but at the same time, I wouldn't deter you from seeing it either. Because this is not a bad movie. It's just, I wouldn't hold it in such amazing high regard as probably some other people would. So basically I'm saying, it's a decent movie that's probably worth checking out. Okay guys, that's my review of Jeepers Creepers. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think I should watch next? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!